Hey guys, it's Jess, and I'm here to do a book review on The Duff by Kody Keplinger. So, The Duff is about a girl named Bianca, and the best way to sort of tell you about this book is to start with the beginning, which sounds like sort of a cop out, but you'll get it when you hear it. So, basically, this book starts out with Bianca and her two best friends at a teen club, and her friends are out on the dance floor having a good time, and Bianca is sitting by herself at the bar, and she can't wait to go home. And basically, this guy named Wesley comes and sits next to her, and he's, the guy, we all know him. He's sleazy, he's arrogant. I mean, he's hot, but, you hate him so much you don't even care. And he will sleep with any girl anytime. And she's just like, "Why are you talking to me?" And he's like, "Well, you're the Duff." And she's like, "Okay, what the hell is that?" And he's like, "Well, the Duff is the designated ugly fat friend. And basically, talking to you makes me look sensitive to your friends. And I'm hoping to hook up with one of them." And she is understandably furious, and she throws her drink in his face. But then later, she has to sort of come to the grips with the fact that it really bothers her that that's how he sees her, because secretly that's how she feels about herself, that she does think that her friends are prettier, and they know how to flirt, and they're outgoing, and she's never been able to do that in the same way that they are. So she's dealing with that. Well, then Bianca's life gets even more complicated because her mom is spending more and more time traveling out of town, and it looks like her parents are heading towards divorce, which is really tough, not only because divorce is always bad, but also because her father is a recovering alcoholic, and she's terrified that he's going to relapse. So she finds herself in front of Wesley again, and this time she kisses him. And it seems like that's the craziest thing she could ever do. And yet she feels better after she does it because, or while she's doing it, because she just doesn't have to think. She doesn't have to feel. She can just do. And basically, she finds that Wesley provides this outlet for her to, just escape and let go. And they form a sort of all sex, no rules attachment to each other. So I have to admit, I was pretty intrigued by this plot because I didn't really think of this as being a YA issue. And I'll be honest, it's something that as an adult, I have friends who are, you know, occasionally in relationships like this that are all about fun, not about forming meaningful attachments to each other. And so I was interested to see how an author, especially the author is in fact also a teenager, would deal with this situation, because again, I thought it was more of an adult situation. But I have to say, I thought she did a really good job. I felt it very believable. I'm not, and no one's condoning this, and I want to be clear about that, because I've seen some of the reviews, and I think, they're thinking, are we saying that that's okay? And no, I don't think anyone is saying that. But I think that it's naive of us to pretend that even young adults don't sometimes make bad choices in order to escape from their problems. We all do. We don't all choose to handle it this way, but, we all occasionally use unhealthy methods to get over something. And so I thought that it all seemed to happen pretty naturally, and I appreciated that, because this is something that the author could have really romanticized in a major way if she wanted to, but she didn't. She kept the relationship very much about that and nothing but that, and sort of explaining the complexities of having a relationship like that, and also how things can sometimes be too simple with a relationship like that. And that there are pros and cons of both, a lot of cons, but I thought that she really handled the relationship well. I thought she handled the situation well. Of course, the ending is more romantic, but what I really like about this book in general is that it's sort of the anti-romance, which I like because, it's certainly something different for a YA novel. We are so used to boy and girl meet and, it's wonderful and beautiful and hearts and flowers and, the earth moved and the, angels wept and all of that, sometimes literally. And, I liked that, this was a more complicated relationship and that, young adults too can have complicated relationships and, not just because they're creating drama, but also because there is real drama in any relationship, no matter what age you are. So I have to say, I really enjoyed that aspect of it. I really liked Bianca. I know that she's not always a very likable character, but that's what makes me like her is that she's very human. She reacts to things in a very real way. She doesn't always say the right things or do the right things, or she doesn't always do the easy thing or the nice thing, which is very honest. I think that, it's interesting to read a character like that. So I really liked her. I really liked the way that Wesley developed throughout the book. We saw real growth in him, which I really appreciated. I liked that they showed the relationship between Bianca and her friends. I thought that it was really awesome because they showed, they showed her two friends in a very, what could be seen as a very stereotypical light. Sort of the cheerleader types, the bubbly types, the popular types. And they could have really gone, the author could have gone really full force with that. But, yet she kept them, very human and, and they love Bianca, even though she's, in so many ways, nothing like them, they still are able to see all the wonderful things, inside her, which I really appreciated as well. I thought that that was a nice dimension to see from characters like that. So I really enjoyed that. So yeah, there was a lot of stuff I actually really liked about this book. The one thing I wasn't crazy about is that I felt the dialogue at times was a little stilted or weak. I don't know. Not everything. I mean, there were certainly lines I liked, but I just every once in a while there would be a line that would pop out of the book, and I'd just be like, that sounds weird. And I know it was written by a teen, so somebody must say it somewhere, but it seemed not authentic to me. I don't know. That's just me being picky. But there were parts of the dialogue that felt strange to me. But overall, I did like the book. And like I said, I'm not condoning this relationship choice, but I have to respect the way the author dealt with it, and I thought she handled it really responsibly and yet truthfully. So I gave this book 4 stars. And I would encourage you to check it out. It's a different kind of book. You have to keep your mind open. But, if you do, definitely tell me what you think. So that is my review for The Duff by Kody Keplinger. I'll see you next time. Bye.